It's just one of those games where we just did not match their intensity with our offense or our special teams.
Didn't execute great, obviously, and just a tough night. So didn't do much anything right. So got to get a lot better. Got to get back to work. There's a lot of football left, and see if we can go get a win next week. I don't think we were, much good of anything tonight. Just I wish it was just one thing. It was a lot of things. So we got to do better in every facet of offensive football to score points. We're not going to win scoring no points.
Just a matter of pass protection and some other things that we're trying to do. But had we continued to run the ball, which we probably should have, then Rowe would have played more.
That's pitiful. I mean, it's absolutely pitiful to perform like that. Pitiful.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to a new Real Bucs Talk podcast. We are live on Bucs Report, also presented by the Pigskin Podcast Network. I'm your host, Michael Plus. Joined, as always, my co-host, Mark Ramirez. And Mark, I'll let you start. Obviously, yesterday did not go as planned. We thought this podcast would be a celebration. Unfortunately, it was just very disappointing and embarrassing, to be honest.
Yeah, so that's one thing I want to say, because a lot of people today I was talking, they're saying that they're embarrassed. I can't believe the Bucs did that. You as fans should not be embarrassed. You should be pissed off. Yeah, this is exactly right here. Boom. I'm pissed. That's exactly how you should be. The players should be embarrassed. They're the ones that performed like shit, like absolute shit, dog shit. Don't be embarrassed about what your team just did. You're the paying customer. You're supposed to see something that's competitive, that's something that you're rooting for. You saw nothing. You saw a good defense, a great defense, put on an amazing display, only allowing now 9 points. And then you saw another side of the team that we've been saying for a while now has not been playing up to par, up to all that the weapons that they have. Don't give me the shit about, oh, AB's not there. Well, now guess what? Now you're without 3 of your top receivers. And they didn't perform worth a damn anywhere. And then if you think about it, they still could have won the game if Suckup makes a damn kick and if Tom Brady doesn't fumble inside our own 20, which could have been an eventual touchdown. So I would be more upset, be pissed off. Like, I wish I could pronounce this better, but like he said right here, I'm pissed. So am I. Everyone should be. Tom Brady didn't perform like a normal Tom Brady performance. Some people may say this isn't, you can't bash him. It's not him. It's not only him, not at all. Some people may say, oh, maybe the offensive line didn't do good enough to block for him. In that aspect, coaching needs to do better and get the ball out faster. Stop drawing up longer developing plays because the offensive line's not doing it. And then once you see how the defense is reacting, adjust. Brainiac idea, adjust to what the defense is giving you. Attack the outside edges. Look what Rojo did on 2 damn runs, and then you take him out of the game. Flat out, everything offensively was a big bag of hot shit. You found what you could do, and you ran away from it. Third downs, short, you're throwing deep. A whole lot of stuff to talk about the offensive side. So, I mean, get angry, show it in the chat, and we'll go over it. But plus, how do you feel about that game? You went there, too.
Yeah, I was at that debacle. It was very disappointing. Can I say that I was surprised? No. To be honest, I wasn't surprised because we've seen this before, especially against the New Orleans Saints, where they just pretty much have our way. It's not like they're doing anything special against us. It's two-man coverage, pretty much, 2 high man coverage, and they play a lot of single high as well. And that was pretty much it. That's all they did. Didn't do a lot of different stuff, a lot of unique things. Didn't bring crazy blitzes, but all around offensively, the whole coaching staff, players, it was just a very bad performance. Probably the worst performance I've seen from this offense since Bruce Arians has been here. So, but again, I'm not surprised because we kind of seen this before. Just crap game plans. Just bad game plans all around. Like, I knew it from the beginning of the game. Like, the first drive, okay, your first target is to Tyler Johnson, almost intercepted. From there on, I was like, okay, this is going to be one of those games where a lot of things aren't going to go right. And then it looked like pretty much your game plan was throw it to the flats to the running backs or throw it over the middle to a receiver that's cutting in, and he's the only receiver that's going towards the middle. and that was pretty much it. Or target Gronk if he has a one-on-one. So just wasn't a very good game plan. And I know you lost, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin early in the game, in the first half, which hurts because they're elite receivers and our depth just isn't what a lot of people make it out to be. Like Tyler Johnson, okay, average receiver. Scotty Miller, not great. A lot of guys that are not good, but at the same point, coaching staff has to help those guys be better and create separation. But that's just stuff we don't do. They did it once and it actually worked. Godwin made a great sideline catch where they faked a screen and he went down the field. That is good stuff. Problem is we didn't do it anymore after that. So it's just it was very frustrating. On the positive side, I thought defense did a hell of a job. Joe Tryon-Shoyinka should play a lot more. We've been saying that all along. He's much better than JPP right now. JPP just can't play. He's just not good. And that's another thing that bugs me.
That's a part of it.
Yeah, no, he's injured, and that's another thing that bothers me with the coaching staff, their arrogance of playing JPP, and then also on the same side of the offensive side of the ball, putting in Keyshawn Vaughn where he should not be in at all. Like Rojo is hot. He was doing well. Keep feeding him the ball, especially on that 3rd and 1. That was just like mind boggling. But yeah, guys, it is what it is. Yeah. The coaching, players, everyone is to blame for this loss, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Defense did what they had to do. But yeah, it just wasn't good and got to move on. And now you play a Carolina team.
And so guys, whoever's in the chat, give us a thumbs up, help support the channel. Give us your feedback and how pissed off you are about this game. I'm just reading the comments right now. Andrew says the coaching sucked. I agree. Offensively, it truly did suck. TV12 Goatman already misses Chris Godwin. So do I. Love this stat. Betry says last time we beat the Saints in the regular season was in September 2018. Yes. Ouch. But I mean, this is part of it. And hats off to the Saints. Yeah, they had a better scheme. They were better coached. Their head coach was out because of COVID. They just came more prepared, more of a demeanor, way more urgency, even though they've been written off. All I saw during the week were Buck fans talking shit. Oh, we're about to win the title, blah, blah, blah. There's funny things going on. But I mean, this is embarrassing for the players, and it just pisses me off. I mean, Edward right here, offense was trash.
Yeah.
And it's true. Derek, we were saying pissing off Tom Brady was not a wise decision. He always has a huge comeback after bad games. I'm embarrassed for years. This is just one bad game. Football life goes on. Yeah, I was embarrassed for yeah, I mean, I wasn't embarrassed. I was pissed off for years when the Bucs were doing bad. But yeah, you piss off Tom Brady. Tom Brady, still, I'm going to be honest. We've been showing it in the film studies. If you guys have been watching, his accuracy is not there. It hasn't been there in a few games now. And I don't understand what's going on. I think it's almost getting worse. And maybe it is this tired arm thing. Actually, Jim's in the chat. He was mentioning it. Maybe it is that. Maybe it's the weapons he has. But if you think about the guys that got hurt, Chris Godwin, he's in the middle of the field, kind of wide open, and he throws him too far forward. He's out reaching for a ball, lands on the one leg, and yeah, it looks like the guy attacked his knee, just aimed for it. Dick hole by him. But that looked like a bad pass. Mike Evans had to turn backwards to catch a ball, and that's when he got hurt. Correct? He had to turn back.
I think he was already hurt before that play.
Oh.
He strained the hamstring.
Well, that probably didn't add to it. I mean, that was just Lenny running like a crazy ass. I mean, some of these throws, I'm like, dude, but this isn't the normal Tom Brady. So something's either tired with his arm or.
Well, I mean, he's got the most passing attempts, in the league right now, and he's going to probably shatter whatever that record is. But
talk to the trainer next.
But I mean, to start the game, I love the pass first mentality. Me, I'm always about passing on first down, and they did that to the extreme. I mean, I think it was like however many plays were all passes. And I think Tom already had like 20 attempts going into the second quarter, which is just, you don't see that often. So the load management and how you run the run balance versus passing, it's got to be better, especially in that second half where you had those big runs starting to click in and you go away from it. So it just makes no sense.
Yeah, let's look at the averages. Rojo, 8 carries, 63 yards, almost 8 yards per carry. Yeah, we shouldn't run the ball. We're only down 6 points, but why the hell should we run the ball?
Right.
Stupid. And then what blows my mind, BA, your head coach, tells you, let me zoom in a little bit more so y'all can see this. 7.9 yards per carry, 63. And this is the one guy that can get the edge, that can be a decisive runner, gets the edge. He did it consistently. I was saying, okay, they're attacking the middle. They're not allowing easy shit in the middle of the field. Go around the edge. Attack the edge over the top. And it was available. I mean, you saw the Godwin catch. Gronk that should have caught. It hit his forearm, drops it. The edges were available. That's where they were allowing it, and they just didn't attack it. Why the hell didn't BA, your head coach, tell Leftwich, forget this shit. Keep running the ball. We're only down 6. Control the clock. We're at home. Keep doing it.
Mhm.
No, but he says, I know it's catch-22, but this is shit we've been talking about all year. Where's the balance? Where's the identity? What your offense is? It just isn't there. And to answer one other thing, Derek said that his body of work, yes, Tom's literally MVP right now. But I'm just saying, over the last couple games, his accuracy has been down. I mean, this is something you got to be able to acknowledge. It's game-to-game basis. And Tom himself is pretty pissed off about 0 points.
Yeah.
That's a bad display. And it's not just the offense around him. That's also himself and his execution. So
Mhm.
I'm not singling him out only, but his accuracy has been off, put it that way.
Yeah, it's got to be better, obviously, but at the same time, they're not making it easy for him. And you know, obviously, at times he's got wide open people where he's got to hit them. But last night, they didn't do anything uh, creative to set up separation to help out these receivers that obviously weren't winning their matchups. Like, you're playing man coverage. Do something to get these guys, a pick play, anything of, trying to get them off of what they're doing. And we did none of that. So it was just very disappointing. It just seems like they kept the same game plan throughout the whole, pretty much the whole game, even despite, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin going out. Plus you lose Leonard Fournette, and it's like, okay, we're just going to do our simple dump off passes to the running back. Okay. And then, find that one little receiver across the middle where he'll catch it, maybe not. But no, instead we have to do like these fade balls, and Tyler Johnson has to make a, impossible catch while he's getting pass interfered and all this other stuff.
Microsoft tablets have taken.
This is the epitome of the night too. The epitome. I had to play it. And
Well, I mean, that's Tom Brady saying this game plan sucks, and
this guy right here.
yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're looking at. Obviously, it wasn't working from the first quarter on, your first series, whatever. None of it was working. So yeah, I do the same thing, Tom. Throw it in the trash because it was absolute garbage.
Hey, I'm sorry to interrupt, but it just that was the epitome of the game. I mean, like you just said, it was hot garbage, and then Leftwich is down there in his own tablet, just trying to hide his face. Again, that's the embarrassed part. It shit that works, you don't do, and like a lot of people are talking about the short down and distances and throwing 30 yards down the field. Break that down a little bit more, because this is why the hell is that happening?
Well, I mean, the one to Gronk I can understand, because again, Gronk's got the one-on-one matchup. Tom trusts him the most on the field. He's got to step on his guy. Again, it's a better ball, maybe a little bit better effort by Gronk. Maybe it works, but yeah, I don't get it. I mean, you have a lot of third and short situations, and it seemed like you were running the ball, effectively. Why not, run it twice if you have to there, or even QB sneak. But yeah, a lot of it didn't make sense, especially how they lined up in these formations. Like the formation they lined up with Keyshawn Vaughn on the whoever it was 3rd and 1, like that was just stupid. Like, okay, you're just telegraphing we're going to hand this ball off. Yeah, just not a lot of good things. So, again, the positives, defense was good. Special teams was bad. Oh, also shout out to Ken Barrett if he's still here in the chat. I went to the game with him yesterday. That was really fun. Had a great time talking with him. He hates Bradley Pinion, so that was fun. Just he was cursing up a storm at Bradley Pinion, and I don't blame him. He is pretty terrible. And we were talking about the offenses, like it was just so predictable. Like we could see what was coming, and it was just wasn't good. So
I mean, we'll get to the defense later. We just got to bash the shit out of this. I mean,
but see, the problem is, Mark, like we've seen this so many times already under this staff, and it's just very frustrating. Like, we've had Robert Green on here, and he talks about how we have all these players, and a lot of teams don't have what we have, and for whatever reason, this team can't be consistent scoring the football. I mean, yeah, they've scored 30 points a lot this year, but it just seems like it's just not consistent throughout the whole game. It's, oh yeah, we can score 30 and a half.
Yeah.
And and that sometimes is good enough because you're playing a bad enough team. Yeah, sure. You can get by with it. But I mean, we've seen it against the Rams, Washington, New Orleans twice now, where they don't know what they're doing, and you have zeros after zeros after zeros in quarters that you can't do, and everyone expects the defense to pick up the slack. I'm like, well, they did. They did their job.
They didn't get a pick six. Andrew Adams should have picked that damn thing off, ran it back.
Yeah, I mean
that we lost.
That was
a touchdown.
That was the game. But I mean, how many guys do you have to be successful on offense? I mean, you had the best offensive line in football, which I thought they did okay last night. They weren't great, obviously, but again, you're asking a lot of them, depending on the play call. But it was just like, I don't know. It's very frustrating. Like, you have to have Antonio Brown back now, and like Gronk, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, OJ Howard that doesn't even play anymore. Cam Brate. Like, how many dudes do you need to score at least a touchdown? And we can't even do that. So
it's frustrating. And I mean, a lot of people here are saying, don't worry, we're going to win next week. We're going to win. Yeah.
We should win out.
But then again, we should have beat the Washington football team. Should have been a shoe-in.
Yeah.
Right? It should have been a shoe-in to win. We lost
I'm not sure that any of these games coming up are shoe-ins. Like the Jets scare me. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we lose that game. And then you have the Panthers twice, which is never easy. Because
it's a division game again, and they got a good defense.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it may not be the greatest, but it may not be the Saints, but is a young developing defense, and they're very fast, and they like to get off the quarterback. What just happened here?
Yeah.
Yeah, the O-line didn't play to par. I mean, even BA said it. He's like, Wirfs had a okay game, but it's not up to his standard. And that's something I mentioned during the live stream last week.
Yeah.
Raise your damn standard. They did not raise shit.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Like,
but then at the same time, I mean, they were doing fine in the run game, and then again, you don't utilize it enough. So
that's where it's complementary. Like,
yeah,
you mentioned offense helping defense, defense helping offense, but also it's the coaching. Coaches got to help the players on the field understand, okay, where can we attack? Where should we be attacking? What should we be doing to take advantage of these weaknesses?
Yeah.
And use your guys. That's what coaching's for. If Mike Evans goes down, you got to manipulate the offense a little bit. You can't force a round peg into a square hole and let's just do it, or the other way around. Force it. Who gives a shit? Mike Evans is out. Let's make Scotty Miller do exactly what Mike Evans says. No, it doesn't work that way. And
I'm sorry, but that was the funny thing. Like, you have Scotty Miller and Jalen Darden out there who are 5'0", a buck 60, but they're fast as shit. Why not have them, for whatever reason, cross the field and cross and pick somebody? I guarantee you,
Just overs, right?
yeah, do
Little-
drags, do crossers. I guarantee you the shit that they were trying to do with Tyler Johnson, they could have broken away and got more yards, but Tyler Johnson always got caught from behind. Imagine that. So it's like, why are you doing this? You're running a drag route with your slowest guy on the field. And instead, you have two speed guys that can run east and west, and maybe, just possibly, they can make someone miss.
Oh, because it wasn't BP. That's the only reason why.
Oh, okay. It wasn't the 6'3", 220 guy.
No.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay.
That's something you guys got to realize. Like it's not just the players on the field. Coaches got to put your players in position to
Mhm.
succeed. And offensively, they're just not doing it right now.
No.
And when you have caliber players, I mean, you're looking at guys offensively, this second tier receivers, they're not anywhere near the echelon that Godwin and Evans are, but they're better than the backups that we have at secondary.
Yeah.
Secondary's been clawing their damn way through this shit, going through all the negatives, and they still put up some. All right, let's see this. The Brashard Perriman play, that one he game
Won
was
the game.
that won the game. Was a perfect scheme to run against the Saints this week. Would have won so many routes and create separation. Yeah, and I agree. You just kind of said it there.
Yeah.
Your whole comment, that's what it would have been. But
Yeah, it's so dumb. And like every time we ran a slant play last night, it worked. Imagine that. Like a slant to Leonard Fournette. Yeah, that worked. A slant to Gronk. It worked. Slants. Like, what happened to that concept? Like, it's so easy. It's a great way to get rid of the ball quickly. It just
well, but
I
to that
don't-
factor, like Tom Brady's accuracy wasn't fully there. And some of these that were dropped, some of them were a little off
Mhm.
target. And to me, I mean, the outside runs and the outside throws towards the sideline were open.
Yeah.
They just didn't complete them or didn't have time to get them off.
Hmm.
A lot of those plays were deep developing. So, I mean, this is just our bash segment, I guess you want to kind of say it. If you guys want to add to that, go ahead.
It's not bashing. I mean, we're just telling it like it
Anyhow,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, guys. Unfortunately, it was just a bad game, and thank God it's just one game.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we can get healthy. A lot of guys are hurt, so hopefully we can get some guys back. I don't know when Mike Evans or Leonard Fournette or any of these other guys are going to be back. Hopefully, we get some more studs back on defense because they're going to need it. Obviously, with our game plan lacking right now, so hopefully can get healthy and figure out a way. It is interesting that I guess Rojo now is the guy,
Right.
so we'll see how that plays out. It's like, okay, we just figured out that Rojo is actually a damn good football player. Let's actually, okay, we'll give him some reps, we'll play him. But I'm iffy on that one. Remains to be seen.
Yeah,
Dude
so
almost got you 1,000 yards last year, but yeah, he sucks all of a sudden.
if we sound salty, we're just pissed off. That's about it. But Tucker he's going to be our positive thinker here. Bucks going to win back to back.
He's the light.
Go Bucks, beat the Panthers. And I agree with you. I'm going to be right there with you, chanting it, and we should. And I expect us to. That's the kind of confidence I have in this team, not just the offense, but the defense.
Mhm.
Something we got to talk about. But offensively, we'll talk more good things later. But let's give the biggest way to go golf clap to your Buccaneer defense, only allowing 9 points.
Right.
And getting after the quarterback, knocking balls down, like getting hands on ball, like just a whole bunch of stuff, team effort all around. Like you saw people making plays. Jordan Whitehead sacrificing himself in the run, like a lot of great plays all around and huge. And they're getting off the field and third down. Like loved it. Touch on that for me, please.
Yeah, defense did what they were supposed to do. Yeah, I mean, they had some, a couple of plays here and there that they got beat, deep down the field a little bit, but there was a lot of good things. I think the only, if I wanted to point out negative, I thought Shaq Barrett would have had a little bit better game. But other than that, I thought everyone played very good. JTS, outstanding, needs to be on the field, like we continue to say. There's a lot of good things. I thought Dominican Sue did some good things. Devin White, Levante David, the safeties, pretty much the secondary I thought was great. But again, they should do that, especially when, the other team has Taysom Hill as their quarterback, and he's not very good. If it was a better quarterback in there last night, it very well could have been, a 38 nothing shellacking. Just to be honest, I mean, it really could have been that way. But defense as a whole, I thought they did what they were supposed to do, and they were assignment sound for the most part.
I felt like there was a lot of good pressure consistently. I
Mhm.
mean, JTS on the outside was getting in. Barrett was there a lot of the times. He just didn't finish. I mean, Taysom Hill moves around a lot, like a lot.
Yeah.
And there were plays, where he just ran out, got out just because of his sheer athletic ability. But overall, I feel like everyone contributed. SMB, I saw him knock some balls down. I mean, look how many tackles for loss they had. Let's bring the numbers up here. I had Levante had 3 himself, 1 for Golson, 1 for Whitehead, 2 for Devin White, 1 Colton Davis, 2 Tryon Shoyinka. I
Mhm.
mean, all of them just contributing everywhere. I mean, you
Yeah.
can't even see the hands-on or what's it called, PBUs. Like,
Right.
everyone was all over the place. And yes, not the best quarterback, but he's a
Mhm.
guy that can extend plays, and they didn't allow that, which they did against Josh Allen last week. I
Mhm.
know some people may say it's a different caliber player, but still, they learned from last week, they applied it this week, and they kinda shut that down. And
They
I'm
did. They
very
did.
much appreciative of that.
Yeah, and now hopefully, this coming week they get back Antoine Winfield, and they'll hopefully get back Jamel Dean. Mike Edwards is coming back. So that's gonna be a big boost for the secondary and obviously help the defense up front. So hopefully that happens and the defense starts to get more healthy. And, unfortunately the offense is now starting to get the injury bug, but hopefully it can get somewhat healthy going into the playoffs. And really, I think that's what it's about right now. Yes, you would have liked to clinch the division. Yes, you would still like to be in the running for the 1 seed. But at the same time, and trying to be positive, if you win out, you have a great chance of getting the 2 seed. And hopefully you can be healthy as much as possible going into the playoffs. And really, if this team can do that, I still like our chances against other teams. And maybe they can find a way to, like they did last year with the playoffs. I thought the game plan was excellent, and hopefully they can, get back to that when they get into, the dance.
Well, that's another thing I heard today. Like, "Oh, maybe they needed this slap to the face to wake them up for the playoffs."
No, it's already
It's
happened.
way too late in the season, and
Yeah.
where was the slap to the face after the bye week you lose to the Washington football team? You had 2 weeks to prepare for one team. That wasn't a slap in the face? Where how many more damn slaps across the face do you need? Black and blue? Like, what the hell are you thinking? So that blows my mind that people still think that. And the play action on first down, that works. They've been doing
Mhm.
it. They need to start running more. I mean, I know they're a pass first team. I know you love passing.
I
But what the
do.
hell succeeded so much in the playoffs last year? That's where Lenny got all these damn nicknames from.
Yeah.
Even though Rojo's a better runner, Lenny got the ball majority of the time. He was a safer option, and he ran the
Right.
damn ball effectively.
Yeah, and I think that's the key word, effective, and that's what I'm all about. I don't care if it's a run or pass. Obviously, passing on first down I prefer, but again, it has to be working. So obviously, last night your passing game wasn't working early on. That should tell you it's time to change it up and try to run the football a little bit more to help your passing game become more effective. So really, that's where you look at good offenses. And I don't know, what's one of the better offenses in the league besides the Bucks, obviously.
Rams are always a good offense.
Rams. I mean, you look at the Rams, they're starting to do better because guess what? They're incorporating the run game more.
Yes, they are.
They're using play action, but they're doing a good job of being effective. They're not trying to do, too much with just one side of the game, the aspect, whether it's passing or running. So it's about finding that balance, but making sure it's effective as the game goes on and finding where the weakness is in the defense.
That's all we ask. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what coaches are there for, to help your
Mhm.
players understand that. So, like, they're in the heat of the action. The coach is on the
Yeah.
sideline or even in the booth.
Yeah,
But
safe flight, Ken. It was really nice hanging out with you last night. That was fun. Merry Christmas to you as well.
And yeah, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to Ken and to everyone in the chat. Because yeah, it'll be past that next time we come live over here. But
Yep.
hey, it's a lot of this is lack of execution and coaching. You got to be able to prep. You can't teach fire in a player. Is
Mhm.
that something that they won the Super Bowl, so now they're, oh well, we don't have to play as hard anymore. If it's that, then they're gonna get their ass kicked in the playoffs. If it's just something that it's coaching and they need to freaking write it up better, don't tell me you're saving shit for the playoffs.
Mhm.
Start it now because you got to get some momentum going in. Health of the players is humongous. Godwin's out, but hopefully AB coming back and Evans isn't that serious of his hamstring. You hope because he still is. He's close to that 1,000-yard, and he's not there
Mhm.
yet.
Yeah.
So let's see about that. But offensively, yeah, the OC Leftwich, I don't think he was good either, but he brought it together in the playoffs and after the bye week last year. Can he do the same thing this year? Does Brady, Leftwich, and Arian sit down and talk? What the hell are we doing, guys? Because obviously the Saints are they just showed everyone what the hell to do. How are we going to prevent other teams from doing what the hell just happened? We got 0 points.
Mhm.
Supposed best offense.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's gotta be better, obviously. And they have a great opportunity to get it right. You got teams that you're going up against coming up that, don't do anything special. Obviously, their records show that they're not very good with the Panthers and the Jets coming up. So, but now's the time to really get into a groove. Now's the time to start gearing up towards playoff football and playing like a playoff team. So hopefully we start seeing that in the coming weeks with some just execution and better consistency throughout.
Yeah, well, let's get to some of these questions. These are 2 good questions.
Mhm.
Andrew was asking, who do we replace Evans and Godwin with? So I'll let you touch on that one first.
Well, obviously it's probably going to be Antonio Brown, and then I guess a rotation of Tyler Johnson, Scotty Miller, Jalen Darden, Rashard Perriman. I assume, those guys will probably be what you have. Evans, hopefully will be back in a week or two. Just depends.
Yeah, there's some possibility of making it back this week, but I wouldn't push it.
Yeah.
I agree
Agreed.
with your point. I think Gronk's going to have a bigger role because of that. I mean, what is Brady going to do? He's going to lean on something he knows that
Yeah.
can be productive and a safety net. I think this is a perfect time to start force feeding your run more because your weapons aren't there. You're a normal passing team. Well, you have to change it up a little bit. I'm not saying change your whole scheme, like, change the offense to run and gun or change it to the Ravens. No, I'm not saying anything like that. I'm saying
Yeah.
change it up a little bit. Like, obviously, these guys can't do the same thing that Godwin and Evans were doing.
Mhm.
Switch things up to be beneficial to them. Help them out, run the ball more, and run it in different ways. Like someone was saying end arounds. What the hell happened? They did that a few games ago, and it succeeded perfectly. Evans never runs a end around. Scotty Miller can do that. Give him that opportunity. Give Darden the opportunity. Give Darden the screen passes that Chris Godwin used to get. That man is shifty. Get him in space, not just freaking running a 9 route down the road. Find ways to use these guys correctly. It's not like you didn't have them all offseason. You know how to use them.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
please,
It's just, it was just disappointing. I mean, the game was so bad that I literally puked at the game. That's how bad it was. Like I got nauseous from watching the offense. So I had to go to the bathroom and I puked. Yeah, it was just that bad. So yeah, I mean,
pretty
just
bad plus.
yeah, it's disappointing.
No, but
But yeah,
here's Derek, another good question. You guys think the Saints were targeting some of those hits? It looked like they were trying to hurt our guy.
I mean, who knows? I mean, at the end of the day, it's football. I mean, they have to make tackles. I didn't see anything illegal with their hits, so I mean, what it is, it's whatever. I mean, guys get hurt every play. I mean, it's just unfortunate. That's what happened to Chris Godwin. So
It it could have been It could have been. I saw there was a play where the safety literally ran right at Gronk's knee.
Mhm.
Gronk kind of laid him a little bit. He kind of like even slowed up because he saw him coming. It could have been a little bit of it. I don't think it was as bad as it was back in the day where they were seriously targeting guys. But I mean, it's a bang bang play with the Godwin thing. I know someone kind of did a still shot where the guy is like kneeling. And he's actually leaning into his knee. I don't know. That's a still shot. Was he flying towards the ball? Most
Yeah.
likely. So
Right.
I don't know. It could have been. It could have not been. I'm not going to say it just because I'm pissed off that Godwin's hurt.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I mean, it's football. I mean, we were watching Man in the Arena yesterday, and God, the game's changed so much. They don't hit like they used to. I mean, yeah, those Patriots teams back in the day, they were just destroying people with the hits. Even the Bucs. We all know the Bucs and John Lynch and all his big hits. Like that just doesn't happen anymore. So, um, yeah, I mean, they were tackling it low, but again, it's football. I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to tackle high, and then that's where you probably get a penalty. So it's unfortunate that the game's set up that way.
Or you miss, and then the guy breaks it out for a
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. So really, they're in a tough spot. It's tough for the defense. It hurts for the offense because they're getting hit in the legs, but it's just way it goes.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Like you just said, almost every play someone's getting hurt.
Yeah.
And I agree with Jim here. Yesterday's team has no chance in the playoffs. Brown at 95% would be huge.
No, I agree. Yeah, Antonio's he's gonna help us. He's a guy that kind of different from all the other receivers that we have. Obviously, I don't think they'll utilize him in that kind of Godwin role where he's going over the middle a lot. But what he can do is he can catch a ball on the outside, make somebody miss, and get you yards. So it's just he brings you that quick option game, but also he can beat you downfield. So he's kind of unique in that way where don't really have that. So I think that will be, a nice bonus. And, hopefully they can mix in some of these other guys. Got to use those tight ends more. Obviously the run game. It would just be nice to see Rojo get 20 carries one game. That'd be nice. I don't think we've had a back over 20 carries. Maybe we have with Leonard, but it's just got to get more back to the balance. It's tough seeing Brady over 40 attempts every game. We got to get that number down and start working in just a more balanced attack. I think your defense is starting to get healthy now, so they should be able to hold their own. And obviously, if they've done that, but we got to be complementary football where we help them out as well.
Yeah, and something to that, I don't want to see Brady throw that many damn passes either. We need to run the ball, and with Antonio Brown at 95%, think about that. He hasn't played in I don't know how many weeks. It's been over 2 weeks. It's almost 6 weeks.
Yeah, week 6. So it's been a long time.
And he's coming back from an injury. And he's definitely not in game shape. And I think BA said he's going to play around 30, 35 snaps. So you're almost saying half the snaps. And he's going to be your number one. So he's not going to be on the field that much. So you're expecting Tyler Johnson and Scotty to be your 1-2 and AB to be like 1A, 1A, 1AB. I mean, it's going to be a tough, so you better run the damn ball.
Mm-hmm.
You're almost forced to run the ball in creative ways or find these short routes to help open up a running game. You're forced to be creative with this. This is actually good for us to see. What is this coaching staff going to put together? Are they going to get creative and learn from this? Okay, we don't have our guys. We got to do something different, or are we going to still run the same shit? This is a good opportunity, actually.
It's a good opportunity, but at the same time, it's scary because I just feel like we're gonna see the same stuff that we've seen in the past. They're just gonna, run their plays and hope for the best, hope for good execution. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, they can find something and it works. But yeah, I don't know. I agree with people in chat. They're ready for next week, and yeah, I want to throw this game in the trash. We should. The film definitely should get thrown away. And going up against a Carolina team, obviously they have a lot of quarterback issues. They don't know who they're going to start, who they're going to play. Offensive line's not very good. So offensively, they're a struggle. Our defense should, have a good game against them and find ways to hopefully create some turnovers. And then against the Panthers defense, obviously we talked about the pass rush is pretty good. Yeah, they're fast, physical team. Secondary though is suspect. They can be beaten. But again, I think you have to run the football against them. And I think that's what's been successful with these other teams that have played them. And that's when you can, get them off their mark and, get some shots down the field. Will the Bucs do that? Remains to be seen.
Because they're very young on
Yeah.
defense, to be honest.
They are.
They've got a great defensive front. I mean, athletic players like Derek Brown, Brian
Yeah.
Burns, Hassan
Right.
Reddick. They got talented players.
Yep.
But like you just said, run the ball, get through those gaps. They're going to want to come downhill at you. Okay, run a draw, run something to kind of attack their aggressiveness. Find ways to do that. I mean, the Panthers are not a good overall team, especially offensively. They're way worse than the Saints are offensively, so it shouldn't look like anything of last week.
Yeah.
Process.
Great point by Alec. I agree. It's good. Yeah, we gotta stay focused on the positives and like Alex says here, usually we're studying draft prospects, which hasn't been the case over these last 2 years. And the Bucs are still I think it was 25-9 over these last 2 seasons. So that's pretty damn good. And you're at a good spot, 10-4. I don't think we've been 10-4 often. So that's pretty good. But I like Fukuwab as well. Go for blood, sweep the leg. Yes. Obviously, he's ready for Cobra Kai, which comes out New Year's Eve. Can't wait for that as well. Yep. So should be good.
So more positives, like Plus said, 10-4. That's a damn good record to have. Yeah, we're upset we didn't get the 1 seed, or we're not right up there.
Yeah.
We're still 3 seed, number 1 in the NFC South. We're happy about that. It was just more of the shit show you saw on the field. You got to talk about it. You can't say, "Oh no, we'll get them next time." No, we're gonna comment on what we saw, and you guys need to know about it. But on a positive side, yes, we're still in good positioning. You still have Tom Brady at your quarterback, all the experience in the world right there. BA, he has all the hell the experience in the world too. They got to work something together with Leftwich. They got to come together and find a plan, because I don't want to hear the day after the game, "Oh, we probably should have run the ball more. We probably should have had Rojo on the field more." No,
Yeah.
these are coaching decisions that you need to make during the game. You
Mhm.
need to be able to apply on the snap. That's why you're getting paid millions of dollars. Not just the
Yeah.
players performing, but you're making decisions for the players. That needs to get better. But I mean, you still have plenty of players. You still have Rojo healthy.
Yeah.
That's a pretty damn good running back. AB coming back, that's a big positive. So you're not losing everything, even though losing Godwin for the year is a terrible blow. And then defensively, you got to hang your head on that. They're going to keep you in every damn game. Offense, sadly, just has to do enough.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a good question by Buster. Yeah, we're the 3 seed right now because I think there's a 3-way tie between us, Dallas, and Arizona. So for whatever reason, the 3-way tie thing, it goes to conference record. And I think Dallas is just a little bit better than us on that. So that's the only thing that's why they're the 2 seed. But if we win out and Arizona loses and then it's not a 3-way tie, then I think we get the head-to-head tiebreaker, which we beat Dallas. So we would move into the 2 seed. I know it's a lot of scenarios there and a lot of things that have to happen. So we just gotta wait how it plays out. But obviously, Bucs just need a win. That's what it comes down to. Win and you're in a good spot.
And we say this a lot. They're very winnable games. But any given Sunday, as you clearly see almost every Sunday. I mean, hell, the Cardinals lost to the Lions. Think about that. Think about that, guys. So
yeah, you got to take every game serious because these guys get paid, and a lot of those players, they don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want to lose. I mean, they want to win too, even though the record may say different. they want to win the game, and they have to put good tape out there because a lot of these guys, they might not be on that team the following season, so they gotta show up. So yeah, it's every week you got to show up. That's why everyone says it's a week to week league, and it's true. You don't know how that team's going to play you, even though they put this on tape and that on tape. You don't know how they're going to come out and perform. So you got to bring your best every week. And obviously, we saw if the Bucs don't bring their best last night is what happens, and you get shut out.
You know what's funny? At the end of the Buffalo Bills game, Tom Brady said, well, when we're executing, we're pretty hard to beat, but when we don't, the other team doesn't have to do too much.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Guess
what
just
happened. That was it.
A week later, it came to fruition, which is crazy.
Yep.
Crazy. Wow. Yeah, that's how fast things happen.
Mhm.
It is what it is. But Furukawa, Braden said, gotta give the Saints some credit. The defense is one of the best in the league. And I said that in the jump of the show.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, they did their job. They're 11 working as one, something we say a lot. A lot of veterans. We hate him, but he's a damn good player. Cameron Jordan. Hate him with a passion. Dude's consistently good. He's consistently in backfields. I mean, you can't get mad at him. He's just doing his job. But yeah, they're good all around. They have dirty, nasty players that piss you off, but if they were on your team, you'd be happy. It's like Ndamukong Suh. People hate him. I love him. It's just things you need to have to win games. They're gritty. Our offense needs to get some of that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely need to be more physical, more grit. Yeah. I mean, they gotta start making some tough plays. It just seems like we're not making those tough catches that should be made, or the plays that you just gotta have. Gotta start making those.
Yeah, so Jim over here saying when it was 6-0, if the Bucs made it 7-6, was it 6-0 when Brady fumbled it in the end zone?
I believe so. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I was. So
Think about that.
they probably would have won. I mean, if they would have got 7, yeah, I think they would have found a way.
To know that you can actually score. That's when momentum starts changing. That is actually something that you can't statistically categorize.
Mhm.
It's just that's an emotion. You can't categorize emotion, and that's something part of the game that gets put in. It's not a robot.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it and you can sense it, especially when you look on that field. Like, I think it was like one of the last Bucks offensive drives, and they came out on the field, and I could just kind of tell like they were just defeated already. It didn't look good. They didn't have the jump, and at this point, the game I think was still 6-0, and they could have had a chance to, like Jim says, go up at least by 1 if they got something going, but they just looked like, no, this game is shit. Let's just get home. That's what it kind of looked like.
That demeanor's got to change. That
Mhm.
fire's got to be lit.
Yeah.
I mean, who's it going to be? Who's going to be the one that stands up and says, "No, this is a way better team. I'm not going to settle for one Super Bowl victory. I want 2. I want 3. I want to continuously win year after year."
Yeah.
Is it going to be Tom Brady? Is it going to be one of our young guns? Our defense has plenty of them saying that.
Mhm.
Our offense got to get it. I mean, you just had one of your best receivers go down. Both of them went down. One of them for the season. Someone's got to come up and step up. I want to see who that is and what the game plan is. So, I mean, I'm not overly sad about the Panthers matchup. This is a good matchup. I think
Mhm.
this is where creativity can be born, and you will see things kind of develop from that. So that's a positive way of looking at it.
Mhm. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, again, you look at the last 3 games. It's a good opportunity for this team to, really, find themselves and get ready for the playoffs. Again, this was just, I think you just got to take it as just one bad game, and thankfully it was just one game. It's one loss. Got to regroup, and like we showed in the beginning of the show with Tom saying, there's a lot of stuff we got to work on and get better. And now you go back to work, like, and you gotta do it. So we'll see what happens, see, who's available. That's gonna be the biggest thing, and see how they attack these teams down the stretch, and hopefully find some balance on offense, and the defense continues to do what they're doing and stay consistent in that realm.
One thing to add on the defense, Winfield not being in was humongous. I mean, that's like a turnover machine right there.
Yeah, he probably catches the ball.
I
Yeah.
guarantee you he catches that ball
Yeah.
and does something with it. Richard Sherman being out, every time he's on the damn field, something happens. So getting them back to me will be huge because
Mm.
for turnover wise, winning that turnover margin,
Right.
we didn't win it again.
Yeah.
Doing that will be, I say again, like we're freaking 4-10 when we're 10-4. If I'm being overly upset, that's what it is. It's not. I'm not downing the whole team. The team is a good team. It's just you want to raise the bar. I mean, I can't settle for it's okay that we didn't score. No.
Yeah,
It
it's just disappointing, and I think a lot of the fans in this chat and fans across will agree. It's this kind of stuff should never happen with the kind of talent that's on this team, and that's where it gets. That's why we're so negative when it comes to you seeing stuff like this, because it just shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
But it did, and you got to give credit to the Saints. They did a great job, and Bucs just didn't have the answer. So now as we move forward, hopefully we can find something and get it done.
And we're actually supporting the team, saying we care about it. I mean, we care so much that we're angry. That is another emotion that you have to have. It's not all going to be rainbows and butterflies. You have to be able to get angry to get better and realize I shit the bed. What do I got to do to fix it? And it's not, it's all right. I'm going to pat you on the butt. We'll get through this. How are we going to get through it? Where do we have to fix? Who's the culprit behind what's going on? These are questions we need answered. So it's not like blindly going into it thinking, we're going to get better. We're looking for answers. That's what we're doing, not being assholes.
Yeah, exactly. And before we wrap it up here, I just want to give a shout out to one of our sponsors, DraftKings. Be sure to download their sports book app and go on there, sign up, type in the promo code TPPN, and you can win. Just bet $1, you can win $100 in free bets. It's a great promo. Be sure to check that out and sign up to help support us. But it's right here on the bottom. It's scrolling across the bottom here. So go do that, sign up, type in that promo code. Really good things. So check that out.
Let me help you out here, plus.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. So just a great thing with DraftKings. If you guys are involved with that, go sign up, and a lot of good prizes and bonuses that you can get. With that said, we are live, Real Bucs Talk on Bucs Report, also the Pigskin Podcast Network. And we've been almost to an hour here, but just disappointing, very disappointing yesterday's loss. But again, we got a new week coming up and a good chance to bounce back against the Panthers. Another division game that should be a fun one. Always going to be a tough battle. So hopefully Bucs can figure things out on offense. Defense can continue to play strong.
Yeah. So like I was mentioning, Winfield, Sherman coming back. We got to hope Levante's injury isn't that bad. That is another huge thing to worry about. And the fronts, I guess front four, front five, I want to see a little bit more from them. I know they did okay. They got some pressure. This scrambling quarterback, but I almost want to see them step it up even more. Like JTS was getting in there. I want to see finish. I want to see Sue and Vita Vea play like how they did against the Falcons. I want to see consistency there instead of just the run stopping. So there's always somewhere where you can do better. But I mean, and just that little bit, if they can work together, get some turnovers, that's a huge momentum changer too. So somewhere where they can kind of work on, even though they did do fantastic in this game.
No, I agree. Yeah, the pass rush needs to be more consistent throughout, and hopefully that heats up as we get closer to the playoffs. And obviously getting the secondary players back will help with coverage, sacks, etc. So it needs to be more than what it is right now. So bring Vita Vea and Dominic Sue. Just be aggressive up front. It seems like, at times they play a little bit too passive because they are concerned about that quarterback escaping. I would just like to see them just unleash and, get up the field and go, get after it.
Yeah, because Devin White can hunt in the middle. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, exactly.
So Buster, we kind of addressed this earlier on. Yeah, the play calls on 3rd and 1, like where you put in Vaughn over Rojo. One guy goes unblocked. That's all coaching decisions. That's something where, and some people get mad saying, "Oh, Brady's got an audible out of that." Sometimes there's only like 2 plays you can call. It's either pass or run, and he can move over little pieces. You
Mhm.
can't change the whole entire play. You can't tell all 11 players what's going to change. So
Yeah.
it's little pieces that are changed. If the coach called one thing and he has to choose between the 2, it's not necessarily all Brady's fault on that. A lot of this has to fall on coaching. And
Mhm.
that is it. 4th and 1, long pass. You're praying for a PI instead of an actual coming down with a catch. Those are issues that they need to get resolved. But again, it is one game. We're still 10-4. It's still very much in first in NFC South. So not too upset, but I am upset. You want to
Yeah.
add any more to that?
No, I think those are good points. Again, we appreciate all the comments and the support tonight. A lot of good stuff in the chat. I'll get this last question here from Robert. Yeah, I mean, they were running the 2 tight end sets last night a little bit, especially when they're running the football. But yeah, it would help our play action game for sure. I think they need to get back to 12 personnel more and utilize the 3 tight ends and stuff like that using the play action game. We've seen it before and we've seen it work. So, hopefully that, takes place as we get down the stretch here.
We need it, especially now with the weapons that we're weak in right now. So
Mhm.
you have 3 really good tight ends. Use them wisely and use them often. And you're going to help take the burden off your weakness outside right now because Evans most likely shouldn't play, even if they force him back. I mean, change it up a little bit until you're at full health and then use what you learned from these weeks of injury
Yeah.
into getting better as a team.
No doubt. So with that said, guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Kind of been a broken record tonight, but again, it's just a lot of stuff that needs to change, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Hopefully, the game plan gets better as we move forward, and they figure it out with these new pieces that they're going to be working with. So thank you guys again for all the support, the questions, the comments. Much appreciated. With that said, everyone have a great night. Merry Christmas to you all, and see you on the next one. Go Bucks.
Merry Christmas. Go Bucks.